Welcome back to Twisted Metal Customs. You're with Twisty today, and we're gonna pick up where we left off on this 440 big block. And as you can see, we're gonna reassemble it today. And if you haven't been watching, this is a 440 out of a motorhome from the States, and I'm doing a budget rebuild with no engine rebuilding experience to prove, fingers crossed, that anyone can get in and have a go. So we'll see at the end when we get this in the car and see if it runs or spins a bearing or throws a rod or not, but we'll have to wait and see for that. But let's get into it, get this thing buttoned back together, and hopefully by then engine mounts will show up, drop it in, see if it runs. We just checked the end plate, and we have 7,000, which is pretty much right in the middle, so between 4 and 10. So 7 I'm super happy with. Just to be clear, I did not pull this engine apart, so I have no idea what goes where or where is what. So I don't know what the hell is this spring for. It was in there. Anybody know what that big spring's for? Let me know below. Whether I can or can't have an oil slinger on here, how bad it's going to be if I don't have one. That ain't going anywhere. Alright, we're back after a couple of weeks hiatus waiting for parts, and we're getting cranking on this 440 in this sweltering summer heat. I am just dying over here. Alright, so we've got a new oil pan, the mid sump, so it should fit in the Chrysler K-frame area. So that came, we've got new oil pump and water pump and a couple other bits and pieces. We're still waiting on the head bolts to be able to tighten down the heads, but got the valley pan. Actually the bolts might be here, we'll check on that. But yeah, so this top plastic can come off in a minute. We'll put the valley on and basically get all the top buttoned down. We're just going through now and putting the oil pump, just sandblasted the water pump and getting all that crud off it and cleaning it up, paint it, and we can get the water pump housing, and the new water pump on. And yeah, we're going to try to finish buttoning up this engine, and we're just waiting on the engine mounts to be able to load it on in the CM Valiant. I got the original gearbox that came with the 440. It's an automatic there, pretty strong, but it's out of a motorhome, so we've got this knuckle on the end here, so it's not a slip-on yoke. It's got the thread type, and for me to change that I've got to be able to change the whole internal input shaft, which I don't want to do. So for me that's probably not going to work, and I think I have to save up some coin to put a TKO or a TKX behind this thing. It's a nice 5 or 6 speed, can handle the power, all 350 horses of it. It's more the torque than anything, but anyway, that's what I'm thinking of doing. What do you think? What sort of gearbox can I run behind this thing that's relatively cheap? I don't really want to spend $5 grand on a new gearbox where the whole build itself is under that. So let me know below what your comments are and what good gearboxes would bolt up to this with a bell housing adapter. But anyway, we'll get stuck back into this and yeah, keep you posted. Alrighty, so if you've watched up until now, you've seen that we smashed this 440 back together. Again, I have no engine building experience, so there is no guarantee this is going to run. But I wanted to have a go, and I encourage you guys to have a go too. A lot of information you can find on the internet or other YouTube channels. I didn't give you a lot of information because I didn't want to give you the wrong information, so just wanted to give you a little bit of brief while it was mostly time-lapse or hyperlapse. But all in all, pretty happy with how it came together so far, touch wood. We've got the valley pan in. I think the last time you saw was the water pump housing, but we painted all that. All the harmonic balancer and the pulleys are on. I'm still waiting for one head bolt, so I might buy another head bolt kit, maybe ARP or something or whatever, to finish off that. Everything else is torqued down. The intake manifold's torqued down. I've got the valley pan underneath. I need a new distributor cap, bits and pieces because it's cracked. Anyway, this is the complete engine, and all really we're waiting for now is the engine mounts. So I ordered them from Hemi Performance about 2 months ago. I'm thinking they've got to be custom made, so I just rang them today and waiting for a phone call back. But yeah, so once we get those engine mounts, this is going to be put in that CM Valiant for a bit of a sleeper build if you've been following along. A budget sleeper build, mind you. So all up, I think the parts cost maybe about $1,200 with engine mounts and everything included. I'd say under $1,500 it cost me to rebuild this engine, and that's just to stock specs, just all stock parts. So I'm not saying it's going to be a powerhouse, but for what I want it for, more of a novelty than anything at this point. Pretty happy with the way it's come together. Now, I know it was a quick 10-minute video. I didn't want to drag on with it because we've got some big things coming up. I'm finishing up on that VH, and I'm actually pulling the XW sedan into the shed, and there's going to be a full Rust to Resto series on that, and I'm going to be focusing heavily on that sedan until we get it in panel and paint, pretty much through the paint booth, and whole drivetrain swap. I've got that XF Ute with the 351 top loader and 9-inch diff. That's all gone in the XW. So if you have a car at home and you're looking to do your own stuff, jump on, subscribe, because I'm going to be doing pretty thorough how to do restoration from start to finish on that, and that will tee into my paid subscription if you want to get really in depth and sort of get the know-how to do that stuff. So just goes to show that anybody can assemble an engine, but you'll have to stay tuned and see if this thing's actually going to run and not spin a bearing or throw a rod. But I am actually looking forward to chucking that in, and it's not far off. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Subscribe, like it, and stick around for that XW because it's going to be exciting. Hope you enjoyed. Cheerio.